Hello, people. This is Charles Aloma from the LDM Show, and this is part of a little bit of speak out that I needed to get off my chest a little bit here today. Wrote it down. I'm looking at my laptop. I wanted to make sure I say every correct word. So, these are little things that have been bothering me. I'm all about what's right and wrong. If you see my show, I always speak about what's right or wrong, no matter what race, what religion, what political beliefs you believe in, no matter what it is. I always have to say what is right or wrong, no matter what. So to me, this is my opinion, has nothing to do with the show or the network, but this is just my solo opinion. So I just want to get this straight, and I want to try to understand what is going on here. First, the Jews in Brooklyn protest their rights to gather around, and what they called was thousands of people in Brooklyn at a moment that they gathered around protesting their rights and everything. Okay, that was the first one. So you got thousands of what they said was people gathering around in Brooklyn protesting. They were protesting their rights, even though it was a funeral. They was like, we ain't going, this is our rights. Okay. Second, the upper class people from Manhattan, they gather around, again, with their rights to sit in parks and gather around and all that. And only less than 1% of the people got summonses. It was reported that they gave over 40 summons, and only 5 of them were white. And this is exactly what they said on the newspapers. Then you have over 70% of the people getting summonses or arrested, which, by the way, that's against their constitutional rights. You can't arrest them for that, for sitting or standing around doing stuff like that, because that's not even a law. Okay, that's first of all. But 70% of the people from Brooklyn or the Bronx, mostly, are getting arrested or getting summonses. So, that's not going, and it's been going on in the media, and everybody's been talking about it. So that's kind of funny. All right. And then third of all, they're having police officers do their dirty work. The government is what I'm saying. But then you have some of these police officers that are going a little too overboard doing it. And then you have some of the good ones that don't want to do it at all. There's some of them that's even quitting because they don't want to go and violate people's rights. But anyway, they have a lot of bad apples forcing themselves in the force. So it's funny how they call NYPD the force. yeah, you're all forcing your way and doing a lot of illegal stuff. But there are some, and well, let me not say, because I met many police officers that are downright cool people and everything else. But they're getting overshadowed by all these bad apples. That's first of all. And then with videos popping up of what they're doing, but instead, they are getting desk duty or leave of absence with pay while they investigate a video that comes out, which takes, give me the video, and like 2 or 3 people that I know, we'll investigate about maybe lunchtime, an hour, and that's because we were eating. That's how long it'll take you to investigate a video. Doesn't take you that weeks and months to investigate, hopefully that people just forget about it. That's one thing that the people will do. So now these lawbreakers, and in this case that I'm speaking about lawbreakers, I'm talking about the mayor and the governor of New York City. Now they are speaking about taking away people's First Amendment and Constitution rights, meaning speech, assembly. And they're using the COVID-19 as an excuse of this, stating that people cannot gather around in a protest and stuff like that. No, you probably can say they can't gather around because they need to be 6 feet apart, like you say. Social distancing, and which I call just a courtesy, but social distancing. So as long as they are 6 feet apart, so-called, like you said, wear their masks when they're in a gathering, then what is the problem? Make up your mind. Can they be 6 feet apart with masks? or now all of a sudden they can't be because they're protesting. Which one is it? You got to pick your choice. But this is what's going on. They're taking the rights away of you doing that. Now, some people are like, oh, no, but it's not the rights. It's to save the people from getting sick. And yeah, keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. If you're afraid to get sick, then you can stay home. That is your rights to stay home. People want to go outside and protest as long as they doing what they first said, wear their mask, be 6 feet apart, then what is the problem? If you're so-called wearing a mask to save lives, then if you go outside with a mask, it's not saving lives? I'm getting a little confused. This is the reason why I did this little video. But anyway, like I said, I report a lot of things, what is wrong and right. And I'll tell you what's wrong and right. This is totally wrong, no matter what. Now, all of a sudden, you want to shut the people up because you've seen that a lot of people, the black and brown people of New York City, are starting to protest and get upset. Not mostly because they can't go outside, because of what the police are doing to them and what the government is doing to them by taking off their rights to just sit down, like you said, if they 6 feet apart with a mask on. But now they 6 feet apart with a mask on, but there's still an issue? Come on. If you say throw the paper in the trash, everybody has to throw a paper in the trash. It can't just be Manhattan, you don't have to do it. Bronx and Brooklyn, you better do it. Doesn't make no sense. But what doesn't really make sense to me is how the people say, okay, and then they go inside. But they'll complain to their friends, but they will not stand up for what they believe in. I don't know. I'm just a little confused. You know, this is just me little ranting and raving a little bit about what's going on here in the world that I sit and think about. And as you can see, I haven't even shaved for a couple of days. Because I've been off for like 3 days in my house, 3 to 4 days. I don't go back to the studio until like another day. So I've been sitting here and just relaxing and noticing these things. So I can be wrong. I'm not saying I'm always right, but I'm just pointing out some of the stuff. So again, they can gather many thousands of people in Brooklyn. They can gather and sit down in a park and only get a few summonses. And it's probably because they were a little loud and they gave them one. But we're not allowed to do that. But we're getting beat up, getting summonses, getting arrested for a crime that's not even a crime because it's not in the law. It's a rule that the government or the governor or mayor made here in New York. It's not even the Constitution law. Then, to top it off, they've been finding, like, let's say if you're standing there, just sitting, they'll grab you, and then they'll want to search your place and search this and search that, and then they found drugs or guns or whatever, then they want to charge you. Yes, you're wrong for having guns and drugs and all that. I would say in any other case, charge them. But in this case, no. It's called the fruit of the poisonous tree. Check it out. Let them know. I'm just throwing a little bit of what I know and what I've been trained to know in law and all that. And I'm like, wait a minute, you can't, if you're arresting someone that's not even a law, and then you want to grab something and then shoot that one into the law then. Like, okay, that wasn't the law, but I did find drugs, so that is against the law. Like, what? I don't know. Anyway, this was me ranting and raving. I'm sorry for taking up so much time, but I had to say this video. All right? Well, this is Charles Aloma. Check you out. See ya.